Yes. And Bill, I'd like to call to order. Would you take the roll call if you don't mind?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Abington,
John Stone.
Bruce Hughes.
thank you. Avon. Bridgewater.
Yes, Rick Jordan here from Avon.
All right, thank you. Bridgewater,
Shane O'Brien, town planner.
thank you. Brockton,
Rob May, city planner.
thank you. Duxbury,
Allison Shane.
thank you, Allison. Easton,
Dave Field.
Greg Swan.
thank you. East Bridgewater. Halifax. Hanover. Hanson,
Hanson's here, Don Howard.
thank you, Don. Kingston,
Paul Basler.
hey, Paul. Pembroke. Plymouth,
James Downey, Plymouth.
hi, James.
Hello.
Plimpton. Stoughton. West Bridgewater. Whitman,
Yeah, alternate, Dan Salvucci.
Present.
thank you. Brockton Area Transit,
Here.
thanks, Mike. Gatra,
Here.
thank you. MassDOT District 5,
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year. Barbara LaChance here.
thank you, Barbara. Happy New Year to you as
Happy
well.
New Year.
Thank
And
you.
MassDOT Office of Transportation Planning.
Oh, hey everyone, Derek Cravat here from STOT Office of Transportation Planning.
Thank you, Derek.
And I believe Royce is here as well.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
I see that we have a quorum. Happy New Year to everyone. And now I'd like to read the accessibility statement and Title VI non-discrimination statement. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI/non-discrimination protections in the state non-discrimination protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Ocolony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information, and thank you. And thank you all for joining us today. I appreciate it. I'm going to move on to item number 2, which is public comments. Any comments at this time? Hearing none, I'm going to move on to item 3, which is minutes of December 7th, 2023 meeting. Do I have any motions on the floor for acceptance?
A motion to accept Dan Salvucci.
Do I have a second to that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna have a roll call, Bill.
Sure. Abington,
Yes.
Yes.
Avon, Brockton,
Yes.
Avon is present, sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm a little too fast here. Bridgewater,
Yes.
East Bridgewater, Easton,
Yes.
just skipped over Duxbury,
Yes.
thank you. Halifax, Hanover, Hanson,
Yes.
Yes.
Kingston,
Kingston's yes.
Pembroke, Plymouth,
All abstain.
Plimpton, Stoughton, West Bridgewater, Whitman,
Accept.
Brockton Area Transit,
Yes.
Gatra,
Yes.
MassDOT District 5,
Yes.
and MassDOT OTP.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm gonna move on to item 4, which is communications, and that would be Sean.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. To kick off the communications packet is a Safe Routes to School webinar for municipalities. It will be held Wednesday, January 24th from noon to 1. The hour-long webinar will be able to take questions from municipal staff, transportation or mobility, or public works, planning, police department, or public health staff. The meeting will also include task force members for Safe Routes to School, as well as school and alliance partners. If you are interested in attending the event, please click on the hyperlink and register for the webinar. The next item is a fiscal year 2024 Regional Transit Innovation Grant. MassDOT has made available $15 million in discretionary operating and capital funding to award to transit providers as transit innovation grants. At least 25% of the funding, $3.75 million, will be reserved for rural areas. Eligible project types are for enhancing and expanding transit service, transit electrification, or other projects such as operating and capital expenses. Applications are due by January 19th. For more information, please click the hyperlink in the staff report. The next item is a 2024 Mass Trails grant application notice. Applications are due February 1st of this year. Mass Trail grants are reimbursement grants, meaning grantees must first pay for expenditures and then submit for reimbursement. The award maximum depends on the project type and needs, and is generally $100,000 for recreational trail projects and up to $500,000 for shared use path projects, demonstrating critical network connections of regional or statewide significance. Mass Trails grants are matching and require the proponents provide a minimum of 20% of the total project cost. For more information, please click on the hyperlink in this staff report. The next item is a Federal Funds and Infrastructure Office. The Federal Funds and Infrastructure Office is the lead agency within the Healy-Driscoll administration, tasked with implementing a whole of government approach to ensure the Commonwealth of Massachusetts can leverage the historic opportunities available for federal funding. For more information on this office, please click on the hyperlink in the staff report. The next item is the Bridge Investment Program, which is a competitive discretionary program focusing on existing bridges to reduce the overall number of bridges in poor condition or in fair condition at risk of falling into poor condition. On December 20th, the Federal Highway Administration opened a notice of funding opportunity for up to $9.62 billion in fiscal years 23 through 26 bridge project grant applications and $80 million in fiscal years 23 through 26 planning project grant applications. For more information on these grant opportunities, please click on the hyperlinks in the staff report. And that is communications. You're muted, Noreen.
Thank you, Sean.
You're
I'm
welcome.
going to move on to the next item, which is item 5, reports. And the first item A is Brockton Area Regional Transit Authority, and that's Mike.
Thank you, Noreen. Nothing too significant to report. We are we have launched our free fare program, which will last for the next 5 months. So feel free to spread the word on that. So far, we've seen great results, maintaining high levels of ridership during periods of time when we would normally see a drop off. And we also saw our highest single day ridership since COVID. We do have grant programs available to us. So if there's any ideas for projects or initiatives, feel free to get in touch with me. That is our update.
Thank you. Any questions for Mike on that? Hearing none, I'm going to move forward to item 5B, which is Greater Attleboro Taunton Regional Transit Authority. And we have a rep here today. You have the floor.
Thank you. GATRA has just wrapped up its Tri-Transit Fare Free. We were fare free from Black Friday through New Year's Day.
Right.
And we did see a slight increase in ridership, which made us happy. We will be rolling out Sunday service in Plymouth area starting February 5th. We're in the process of moving our facility from Plymouth to Wareham, so that's causing a little bit of a delay in getting the Sunday service out. And we've also had a request from Halifax that our board will be discussing at our January meeting for them to join GATRA. And that is our update. And any grant ideas, you can send them to Matt or to Mike over at BAT.
Okay. Thank you, Mary Ellen. Does anyone have anything to add, comment, or a question? All right, I'm gonna move on to item 5C, which is the South Coast Rail Project, and that would be Sean.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The South Coast Rail Project, as we all know, will be restoring commuter rail service down to the cities of Fall River and New Bedford and Taunton, as the only major cities within 50 miles of Boston that do not have commuter rail service. In the last month, December 2023, some of the work that was conducted was continued fencing installation in 7 communities, as well as signal system installation and testing in those same 7 communities. Some sidewalk, ramp, and curb work at an intersection in the city of Taunton. Continued construction of the pedestrian bridge over Route 18 in the city of New Bedford, as well as daytime signal sidewalk striping, curb, and signal adjustment work at 2 intersections in the city of New Bedford. If anybody is interested in signing up for the weekly email updates on this project, they can click on the hyperlink in the staff report and enter their email address to receive the automatic updates. And that is South Coast Rail.
Thank you, Sean. Any questions or comments of South Coast Rail at this time? All right, thank you. Quiet group today. Item number 6 under old business is the FFY 2024-2028, the Transportation Improvement Program implementation, and that would be Bill.
Yes, ma'am. So I just have a couple updates on a couple of current projects. Sean, if you just want to skip to the next page, I believe. Okay, yep. So in Plimpton, the bridge project, the Winnetoxet Road Bridge over the Winnetoxet River, 75% comments were sent back to the engineer. That was near the end of November. And then the Stoughton Route 138 project, phase 1, notice to proceed was issued in December. And those unless MassDOT has any other updates that they'd like to chime in on, those are the updates I have for the current 24 to 28 tip.
Any questions? All right, hearing none. All right, the next item under new business is the FFY 2025-2029 Transportation Improvement Program Development, and there'll be reports on project status from project proponents. And this is Bill. Bill again.
Yes, ma'am. So I emailed the proponents last month before the holidays, giving them a heads up if they wanted to attend today's meeting and say a word or two about the current status of the projects currently on the tip. So if they know a lot did respond saying that they would. So if you want to skip forward next page. So I'll just go by community by community. So in Abington, John, did you want to speak on?
Sure thing, Bill. This is the intersection of Hancock and Chestnut Street, project number 609440. We held a 25% design hearing in September. The design team has delineated the wetlands, and borings are scheduled for the retaining wall design upcoming in the next couple of weeks. And the plan is to submit 75% design plan to Mass DOT by the end of April. And that's it.
Okay, great. Go to the next.
All right. Oh, that's.
Go back.
Oh, Hancock.
We have, well, that one's state, the Abington and
Yeah,
Brockton
that's
one.
state bill.
The,
Randolph Street at Chestnut Street, that is project number 612529. Or 525, I'm sorry.
Yep.
ICE Stage 2 was submitted and received by Mass DOT. We anticipate approval of ICE by the end of January, and the ICE evaluation currently favors a signalized intersection. That's where we stand so far.
okay. Next page, Sean. And then this one is state as well, Route 18 at Brockton Ave.
Bill, does MassDOT have any updates on those other projects, Abington?
The Barbara, anyone else from state have any updates on for, this pedestrian bicycle improvements on Route 123 through Abington and Brockton, and also the other Abington project, the Route 18 at Route 123?
Bear with me one moment.
All right, no problem.
So for the, let's see, 612525, is that the, they already discussed the municipal one. Okay, let's see.
Okay, we're looking at 609520 and
Unfortunately, mine are by year, I'm sorry.
that's fine. So 609520, that's not programmed. And I think the other one was 2028.
That's out there.
Yeah. I'll have to get back to you. I'm so sorry. I'll have to get back
No,
to you.
no, don't worry about it. All right. I think we can move on to A1, Sean. So A1 is anyone here available to speak on these projects? 611-979 intersection improvements, Route 28 Spring Street and Harrison Boulevard, and corridor improvements on Route 28.
I can't really add anything right now. Our DPW chief did retire. Bill Fitzgerald in December. Brian Martin's taking over for him. I'm not sure if he's on the line.
Bill, I can chime in if you
Sure.
all right with the chair. So MassDOT held a meeting at the request of the town of Avon in December to provide an update on the project. And what MassDOT and its consultant talked about was, as they're going through the ICE process, there are two different proposals being considered. One is to signalize East and West Spring at 28, and then to redo the signal at 28 Harrison, and to have the next proposal was to construct a roundabout at 28 at Harrison Boulevard and to signalize East and West Spring at Route 28. As MassDOT and the consultant and the town are navigating through the ICE process, once that's complete, the consultant will move towards a 25% design, and the goal is to have a 25% design hearing this coming summer.
Okay. And yeah, I know the other one's not programmed, so that's a little ways out. Okay. Move on, Sean. So Brockton, do we have anyone from Brockton who's be able to speak on these projects? First one being intersection improvements and related work at Center Street, Cary and Lyman. That is 2024.
Well, the city engineer's not here, so I'm gonna leave that to them.
Okay. Okay. We can move on to next community on the list. So Duxbury. I don't know if Sheila or Paul is here. I did. Okay. So I did speak with Paul Brogda from represents Duxbury Highway Safety Committee a little while ago on the phone. So the Duxbury ramp project, what's right on the Duxbury Kingston line, the Route 3A at the Route 3 ramps, that's still going through the ICE process. I think they're kind of determining roundabouts of signals there. So that is moving forward. And I will continue to work with the town on further updates with that as well as state. The Powder Point Avenue Bridge project, that's advanced construction in multiple years beginning in 2027. I know that there have been meetings on that, and they should be in pretty good shape at this point. And the next one is a new project, a state project, Route 53 at Franklin Street. I know it's not currently in my program. That was just initiated. Going to the next one, next page. Okay, finally. East Bridgewater. Anyone from East Bridgewater available to speak on these projects? Or the state? Okay. Can keep moving forward. Easton. So we have Easton corridor improvements on Route 138, including the intersection of Washington and Elm. That is program for 2025. We have an update on that.
Bill, this is Dave Field from Easton.
Dave.
That's actually now a state project, so I'll let the state give an update, but I believe that's going to be advertised in the next year.
Okay. Excellent.
Yes, we have that. We're currently waiting for a PS&E submission on this one.
Okay, great. Intersection related work, Route 138 from Roosevelt Circle to the Stoughton Town Line. That's currently not programmed. I don't know if probably not any update on that. Sorry. Okay. Foundry Street, Route 106, Route 123.
Yep, we can give an update on that. Mike Myers is here from TEC. I'll let Mike give that update.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Quick update on Foundry Street. This project is currently in the pre-25% stage. Does have a highway and a bridge design component. From the highway perspective, the pre-25% submittal has been completed. Current active tasks, working towards securing the ICE approval, updating the DJW, and progressing the 25% highway design. On the bridge design front, we just completed the hydraulic report in December. So now we are currently, our team, bridge team is working towards the bridge type selection worksheet updates, trying to secure an approval in March. At that point, they can start sketch plans and look to bring the highway and the bridge components together for a 25% submittal, complete submittal targeted for June of 2024. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. So the next one is reconstruction related work, Route 138 and Route 123 from Belmont Street to Depot Street. Anything on that?
These are state projects. I'll let Barbara chime in on the next two are state initiated, but Town of Easton's fully in support of those projects.
Thank you. Yeah, for let's see, the Belmont to Depot, 123 Belmont to Depot, we did have a preliminary over-the-shoulder meeting, and that was back in October. So that one, we're starting to move forward with that one. And what's the next one?
It's next. Go next page, Sean.
605.
612-975.
75. I don't have anything on that except we have it, that it was approved through PSC. So I can work myself in the.
Okay. All right, thank you. So Hanover, I know both of these are state projects. Hanover Carter improvements, Route 139, that's in the Hanover Town Center at Main Street, Silver Street. Any update on that? That's 612769.
Well, it's not showing up on my list, but I can check on that one. I put a couple of other ones in the chat just in case, for people.
Okay,
Ones. So I'll check on that one. And which one is that one? 6-1.
that was 612769.
Okay, I'll check on that one. And then the other one was 613-559.
Yep. I know that's a newly initiated one, this past fall.
Yeah, that one's very new. Yeah. So I don't have anything on that one at all.
Okay.
We approved that one in October, so that's really.
Yeah. Okay, moving forward. Hanson, Route 14, do we have any update on that from the town? If not, so I know that the big hang up on this continues to be the subsurface utility engineering assessment that needs to be done. The town did receive a grant from the state for that, but my understanding is they're still trying to determine how to access those funds. And I know that this project really can't proceed until that assessment is done. I don't know if you had anything to add on that, Barbara. And I know this is a community project, but
Yeah, no, that's the same thing that I have.
okay.
Meeting.
Thank you. So then moving on to Kingston, the bridge replacement, Smith's Lane over Route 3. That is 608615. Any update on that?
I don't have any, William, at this time.
That program. Okay. And yeah, we already spoke on this one, that the ramps on the town line between Kingston and Duxbury. So
For the Kingston Bridge replacement, I have that's currently, I think we did it, the last review we had done was for ice stage 2. That was completed in September.
okay, great, thank you.
What's the next one?
The next one is let's see. Okay, the Route 3A ramps. I know we talked about that when we were focusing on Duxbury, that my understanding was that those are still going through the ice process. Okay, so Plimpton, the bridge replacement, Winnetoxet Road over Winnetoxet River. I covered covered an update on this in the last agenda item. That's a 75% design. I don't know if you had anything to add on that, Barbara.
609435. Hang on, I'm jumping back and forth between screens. My apologies.
Yeah, that's fine.
You could read me the numbers. That'd be great, Bill. Thank you. 60. What is it? 609.
609435.
Okay, let's see how we get to this. That we finished up the 75 review in November. That's the latest I have.
Okay, thank you. So moving on to Stoughton, Carter improvements. And so this is phase 1 of Route 138 from Charles Avenue to Lincoln Street. I actually don't have the project number in this one.
Right.
I know that the notice to proceed for phase 1 was issued in December.
If I find anything, I'll put it in the chat.
All right, thank you. And then, so phase 2 of that project, which would be from the Canton Town line to Charles Avenue, that's currently not programmed. I think it was our understanding that this was pretty close to 100% and would be able to be programmed in 2024, but it hasn't been. So it obviously would require an amendment to program that in. But I don't know if you had any updates on phase 2 of 138. Then I do have the project number for this. This is 613358.
The last thing I have is that we looked at the new scope and feed that they submitted back in June. That's the last I have.
Okay.
And Bill, just for your information, the first Stoughton project is 607403.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
7403. Thank you. Thanks, Sean. Let's see. That one was advertised.
Yeah.
Right? Advertised and awarded, got awarded to Michelle, I think. In December 13th.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the notice to proceed begin construction was issued. So okay, great. Excellent. So the next one is the reconstruction of Turnpike Street. That is 607214.
I believe we're still waiting for the hundreds on this. That's what I have in my notes.
Okay.
Sure I'm on the right project.
And then Canton Street at School Street, signalization and geometric improvements. That is 611981.
Ice Stage 1 Submission 3 review was completed back in November. For this
Excellent. Thank you. And then finally, I'm not sure if intersection improvements at Route 27 at Turnpike Street. That number is 613277. This is a newly approved project from last fall. Well, actually last summer.
Yeah, I basically just have that it was approved.
Okay, thank you. And then finally, Stoughton bicycle and pedestrian improvements on Route 27, Park Street. This is 613287. This was the same boat as the last project. It was approved last summer. Any other update on that?
I have that we have a scope and checklist that came in December, and it's currently under review.
Okay, great. So I think that covers everything. So any questions or comments on any of these projects?
If I could just say a couple of things.
Oh yeah, of course.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate, all the work that everybody puts into this. And I know we actually have a meeting with Old Colony tomorrow to go through all the projects. I'm actually meeting with my two bosses today to get a little bit more information on all these projects to make sure that we do have, updated information and we can discuss readiness at the meeting tomorrow. So looking forward to meeting with you guys tomorrow to discuss all these and some of the unprogrammed ones and to see where we're at on everything to get ready for Readiness Day. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to it as well. It's a busy time of year as we look at the existing tip and start to put together a new one. So
yes, it is very.
All right. Any other comments or questions? All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to move on to item 7B, which is 2024 Safety performance targets, Rashad?
Yes, hello everyone. I'm gonna share my screen.
Yep, you should be all set.
So hello everyone. My name is Raisa Kwame. I'm from MassDOT's Office of Transportation Planning, and today I'll be presenting on the safety performance measures all state DOTs and MPOs are required to develop and endorse per federal regulation. So since we have presented on federal performance measures for the past few years, many of you are probably familiar with the process. As a refresher, the federal performance measures regulations passed in 2016, and they include 3 overarching categories. PM1, safety, which this presentation focuses on, PM2, pavement and bridge condition, and PM3, which is a catch-all category called system performance measures that includes improving the transportation system's efficiency and reducing congestion. So the required performance measures under PM1 are roadway fatalities, so the total number of roadway fatalities, the rate of roadway fatalities per 100 million vehicle miles traveled, roadway serious injuries, total number of roadway serious injuries, rate of roadway serious fatalities per 100 vehicle miles traveled, and the total non-motorized fatalities and serious injuries.
Urasa, I think, oh, okay, that's better. Yep, I was gonna say I wasn't seeing the slides advanced, but this looks good. Thank you.
Okay. So for the fatalities, calendar year 2024 targets, so 377 for fatalities and 0.61 for the rate for the 2-year target, and 362 for the total fatalities and 0.54 for the rate for the 4-year target, which is the information on the screen. So MassDOT developed the target for calendar year 2024 by projecting the 2023 and 2024 fatalities to be in line with pre-COVID data. As a result, year-over-year changes reflect a decrease of approximately 20% when comparing 2021 and 2022 to 2023 and 2024. MassDOT's long-term goal is 0 as a Vision 0 state, but this methodology was developed to project a downward trend based on federal requirements. Calendar 24 serious injury targets, so 2,708 for total fatalities and 4.36 for the rate for the 2-year target, and 2,603 for the total fatalities and 3.91 for the rate for the 4-year target. So MassDOT developed the target for calendar year 2024 by projecting the 2023 and 2024 serious injuries to be in line with pre-COVID data. As a result, year-over-year changes reflect a decrease of approximately 10% when comparing 2021 and 2022 to 2023 and 2024. So for the non-motorized fatalities and serious injuries, the number of non-motorized fatalities and serious injuries decreased during the start of the pandemic in 2020, followed by an increase in 2021 and dramatic spike in 2022. Based on the state's emphasis on vulnerable road users, MassDOT anticipates the 2023 and 2024 numbers to match those from 2020. This results in a 5-year average of non-motorist fatalities and serious injuries decreasing from 480 for the period of 2018 to 2022 to 445 from 2020 to 2024, which is a 7.3 reduction. The MPO is required to endorse MassDOT's state targets or establish their own by the end of February 2024. In the past, all MPOs have adopted MassDOT's targets with the goal of contributing towards MassDOT's larger goal of improving safety and decreasing fatalities and serious injuries in all categories. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Comments or questions?
So yeah, so the only my only comment, well, two comments. Thank you, Raisa, for that great presentation. And
Yeah.
secondly, this will be delivered to the MPO a week from Tuesday for potential endorsement, accepting, I should say.
Bill, do we need, is this down as an action item from our committee by any chance?
No, ma'am. So this is just kind of informational. It'll be a action item for the MPO.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great presentation. Any other comments or questions? Thank you. Under number 8, other business, community local technical assistance studies, and that would be Bill again.
Yeah, thank you. So I just have one brief update. So we for new projects, we received a request from the town of Kingston and the town of Duxbury. So this will be a kind of a joint traffic study looking at the impacts of a potential heavy commercial vehicle exclusion zone on the Landing Road, Loring Street corridor. So Landing Road comes off of Route 3A in Duxbury, in Kingston, I should say, then becomes Loring Street as it enters Duxbury, and then through Park Street, makes a connection back up to Route 3A in Duxbury. So we'll be undertaking this study in May when traffic conditions are expected to be peak, when school's still in session, but some of the recreational travel is starting to occur in that area as well. There's a Jones River boat landing there, that'll capture peak traffic conditions. So that's scheduled for May. Otherwise, no other updates.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions or comments for Bill? Okay. Hearing none, I'm gonna move forward to item 8B, which are the staff reviews on the ENFs, EIRs, and MPCs. And that would be Kyle.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome.
We have a couple new projects. First up is the proposed ABC recycling facility in West Bridgewater. This is an environmental notification form. This project is to convert a portion of the open, previously disturbed parts of the 15 Maple Street lot as a solid waste recycling facility for asphalt, brick, and concrete building materials. Proposed work includes grading, construction of internal roads, stormwater infrastructure, a storage garage, and work area for the recycling facility itself. Next, the Town of Hanson Lakeside Road Residential Project, an ENF. The project involves construction of 3 single-family homes with individual septic systems and common driveways. Retaining walls have been included in the areas where wetland impacts will occur to avoid and minimize wetland impacts to the greatest extent. Next, South Weymouth Naval Air Station Redevelopment Project. This is Abington, Rockland, and Weymouth. This is a notice of project change. Just run through some of the changes, or the biggest changes. As far as total site acreage, it's not changing too much. 1,462 acres down to 1,440. Impervious area 425 down to 400. The gross square footage for structures, that's a considerable drop for commercial, going from 8 million square feet down to 2 million. Number of housing units, 3,855 down to, or it's going up to 7,274. Vehicle trips per day will be going down 79,000 down to 53,000 approximately. And parking spaces will also be going down considerably. And wastewater gallons per day of water use, that's going down from 2.7 million down to 1.8 million. No new certificates. And then a couple public notices, notice of public hearing for vegetation management plan. There's multiple towns in our region. This will be a public hearing on Zoom. It'll be on January 22nd at 10 a.m. And provided is the Zoom meeting credentials. And last public notice of submission of yearly operational plan for multiple towns in the region. This plan discusses National Grid's intention to use herbicides to treat their electric rights of way in 2024. And the comment period ends at the close of business on Friday, January 22nd. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Kyle. Any
welcome.
questions for Kyle? Hearing none, thank you so much for that presentation. Our second last item is 8C, which are regional concerns and local community transportation issues. And I open this up to the entire committee. Anyone have any questions, comments?
Noreen, if I may.
Sure.
And we have a gentleman that's coming to our selectmen's meeting. His name is Ken Skoglin. He lives at 877 Auburn Way. And he was curious of why, when Route 14 was redone, the sidewalks weren't continued. There's sidewalks from Hog Memorial up to Route 18, but why wasn't it continued on when they redid Route 14, the sidewalks on one side all the way to the Brockton line? I guess the housing is, there's more housing there now because they built the over 55 development, and there's a lot of new housing on that street. But I've talked to our DPW, and they think that more important sidewalks should be put on Plymouth Street, Route 58, where there's housing right along there. But he was just curious of what the process would be to get that process done. And I guess we're going to discuss it at our selectmen's meeting next time we meet, if it gets on the agenda. But I did ask him if he needed any information to give Old Colony a call, contact with you, and see what the process would be. It is on a list of priorities that we have, but not high on the list. As I say, I think above that is Route 58. So I just wanted to let you know that he may be in contact with the Old Colony Planning Council and asking questions about possible sidewalks on Route 14. That's it.
So, Madam Chair, if I could reply to Dan?
Yes, absolutely.
Sure, thank you. So, thank you, Dan. So Route 14 in that area of town is municipal jurisdiction. So the onus would be on the town to develop a project and then to work with MassDOT and the Old Colony MPO to get it funded in the tip if that's the way they want to fund a project like that.
Okay.
I know Whitman has a complete streets plan, and as you mentioned, I believe Route 14 is included in there as well in some regard, but that would be an option as well for the town to apply for a complete streets project for sidewalks.
Right, a grant, yeah.
Yep, so that would be another option, and I'd just like to give a shout out to Barbara LaChance and the crew down at MassDOT District 5. They're pros at assisting with project development and answering any types of questions that folks might have as well. They're good at helping scope out projects and provide guidance as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to sure Bruce knows about that. Bruce is really on dealing with complete streets, as you.
Yeah, Dan, in this is an interesting project because there was I believe water line and sewer line work done in the area.
Right. Yeah.
And the town was access to, what's turning out to be a very successful program for communities. It's the MassDOT Municipal Paving Program. So the town was able to secure funds from MassDOT to actually add into that project to add the repaving of Route 14. And basically what that is, it's not so much as an improvement project like a tip project would be, where you're doing a new cross section drainage, sidewalks. It's more of like your traditional Chapter 90 job, curb to curb. And this was a full depth reconstruction, if I'm not mistaken. But that's program isn't designed to be a improvement project per se, where they would add bicycle and pedestrian amenities to it. It's more of like a maintenance project.
Yeah,
So that's why the sidewalks weren't extended greatly all the way to the Brockton line as part of that.
Right, we have put up signs, Bruce has put up signs telling people to slow down because of the over 55 development is on the corner. And for people coming out of there, it's difficult to see on one side. We eliminated the passing lanes. There is no passing on Route 14. So that's good, and that helps. And with the sign work, slowing customer, drivers, well, hopefully slowing them down. That's not true to say, because they still go fast. And I drive on Route 14 a lot going to Brockton, and I'm kind of disappointed in the drivers that are delivering packages, because the new planted grass soil, there's tire marks riding over them as they pull over. And I can't understand why they're doing that. I am so disappointed in whether it's UPS or Amazon, whoever is delivering, to pull over the side, to jump the curb that we put down and just leave tire marks on the new grass that we're planting that hasn't come through yet. And you can see it on the soil. I just wish they'd have more concern. So my point, that's it. I'm done.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah.
Any other response or comments?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
So I'd like to talk about a tip project in Brockton that was, in design for, some time, but now that it's coming to fruition, it's phase 3 of the Belmont Street project out by Brockton High School, basically Angus Beaton Drive to Torrey Street. And the contractor has put down the striping out there in recent weeks. And I just really must say, with our emphasis on safety in this region, it's a real testament to a safety approach through signs and lines and visibility and channelization of vehicles and pedestrians and bicyclists. It's really impressive, the work that was done out there. So we're obviously thankful to Brockton and MassDOT for that project, and obviously the Old Colony MPO for funding it. But I think it's a great example of a safety project that's been implemented. So if anybody has a chance to take a drive out there, it's worth the trip.
Great. Thanks for reporting that, Charlie. Appreciate that. Any other comments or questions from committee members?
Maureen?
Yes, Bruce?
Okay, yeah, I got 2 notifications and a compliment.
Okay.
Sean, I've worked with you for a million years and I've been on this for a long time. You've got a great radio voice. It just comes through when you're talking. But anyway, that's a nice compliment.
Thank you.
Yep, a couple of things from the town of Abington. We hired a new assistant town planner. So we have a full complement in our planning office. We've promoted Liz Shea to be the town planner, and we've hired a guy by the name of Kevin Cogan. John, I don't know if you've met him or not yet. He's a real quality young guy, master's degree, a lot of experience. Town appropriated a lot of money a long time ago to hire, and 3 of us got together, Scott Lambisi, myself, and Rick Shepard got together, and Liz, and we interviewed him, and we hired him, and he came to work. So he's working for us now. I started working on Tuesday, and got a lot of GIS skills, all kinds of things. I think he'll be a great compliment. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know about is on Monday, January 29th at 6 p.m. in the Carter Hearing Room at Town Hall, the Planning Board is hosting an informational meeting on the MBTA Community 3A proposed zoning change. The Planning Board has selected the area for the overlay district and I've attached a copy of that to the draft zoning. And you guys know about what that is. So we're looking forward to having that meeting on Monday, the 29th, and I'll be chairing it, and I'm sure it'll be a busy night. So that's all I've got. Thank you.
And Bruce, what time will the meeting be?
At 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Okay. And where will it be?
It's going to be at the Carter Hearing Room. That's where the selectmen meet.
Selectmen's room? Okay.
Yeah, it's the
Upstairs,
big,
John.
it's the big meeting room up
Okay.
there. Yeah, and should be good. We've got a very active agenda for next Monday night. So Abington Planning Board is busy. So, I think I'm retired, but I think with all the volunteer stuff I do, it's almost as much work as I did when I was working full time.
Probably even more now.
My friend David Johnson asked me, "Do you get paid for all that stuff?" And I said, "No."
Ask Dan Salvucci about that.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Bruce, for bringing that to the attention of the group. Any other announcements or information? All right, well, thank you all for attending. As always, a great meeting, great attendance for the new year. Very happy about that. And do I have, after a big thank you to the staff as usual and to the committee members, do I have a motion for an adjournment?
I'll make that motion, Dan Salvucci.
Okay, second, Dan?
I'll second.
All in favor, you can wave. Okay,
Thank you.
motion carries. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next month. First
Okay.
Thursday.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.